Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Today, we explore Stoicism's perspective on personal growth, diving into the 7 enemies that challenge us, but also teach us valuable lessons. Stay tuned until the end for a special Stoic practice that can turn these obstacles into stepping stones for your personal development journey. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked the video to help spread the Stoic philosophy. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the bell so you don't miss any videos. Enemy number 1. Complacency. Complacency is a subtle yet formidable enemy that often creeps in when we least expect it. In the realm of Stoicism, it's seen as a barrier to personal growth and development. This isn't about constant dissatisfaction with where we are. Rather, it's about recognizing the potential for growth in every situation. Imagine you've been in the same job for several years. You're comfortable, the work is familiar, and there's no immediate challenge pushing you to grow. This is where complacency can settle in. It's like sitting in a cozy armchair that's so comfortable you never want to leave. But just outside the door is a world full of opportunities waiting for you to step up and engage. This is where the wisdom of Seneca comes into play. He said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." What this means is that the comfort zone we are in, while safe, often holds us back from achieving greater things. The difficulty doesn't lie in the task ahead, but in our hesitation to take the first step. Think about your own life. Perhaps you've been thinking about learning a new skill or starting a side project. The initial steps might seem daunting, but that's the complacency talking. The Stoic approach would be to embrace this challenge, recognizing that growth and discomfort often go hand in hand. Another practical aspect of combating complacency is in our personal relationships. It's easy to take long-term relationships for granted, falling into a pattern of predictability and routine. Here, Stoicism teaches us the value of continuous effort and renewal in relationships. It's about breaking the cycle of comfort to explore new ways of connecting and understanding each other. The fight against complacency is also our daily practice. It's choosing to wake up each morning with the intention to be better than you were yesterday. It's about setting goals, however small, and taking consistent steps toward them. This might mean choosing a challenging project at work or dedicating time each day to a personal hobby or interest. In essence, overcoming complacency is about daring to step out of the comfort zone and embrace the potential for growth that lies just beyond. Remember, as Seneca implied, the greatest challenges are often those we haven't yet had the courage to face. So ask yourself, what have you been avoiding because it seems difficult? That just might be your next opportunity for growth. Enemy number 2, desire for external validation. The desire for external validation is a deeply ingrained aspect of human nature. In the context of Stoicism, this craving for approval and recognition from others is viewed as a significant obstacle to true personal fulfillment and growth. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our internal values and judgments rather than seeking validation from external sources. Consider the modern workplace. It's a common scenario where one might constantly seek approval or recognition from colleagues or superiors. This can manifest in always wanting positive feedback, needing to be in the spotlight during meetings, or feeling dejected when someone else's work is praised. While recognition is important, an overdependence on it can lead to a fragile sense of self-worth, where your happiness and sense of achievement are dictated by others' opinions. This brings to mind a powerful quote by Epictetus. "If you tie your well-being to the opinions of others, you are no longer in control." This Stoic wisdom encourages us to detach our sense of self-worth from external validation. It's not about disregarding feedback or recognition, but about not letting them define your sense of self-worth. Now, let's consider the world of social media, which can be a battleground for those seeking external validation. Every like, comment, and share can become a measure of personal value. It's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your worth by the number of followers or likes you have. But Stoicism teaches us that true worth comes from how we align our actions with our values, not from the fleeting and often superficial approval of the online crowd. In personal relationships, this quest for external validation can also be problematic. It might show up as constantly seeking reassurance from a partner or changing oneself to fit into an ideal image. Stoicism guides us to find validation from within, cultivating self-acceptance and inner confidence. So, how do we combat this desire for external validation? It starts with self-awareness. Acknowledge when you are seeking external approval and ask yourself why. Reflect on your values and whether your actions are aligned with them. Remember, it's about finding a balance between appreciating external recognition and not being dependent on it for your self-esteem. Another practical step is to cultivate self-reliance. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, but rather developing confidence in your judgment and decisions. It's about being comfortable with who you are regardless of others' opinions. Overcoming the desire for external validation is a journey towards self-empowerment. It's about realizing that the most important validation comes from within, not from the outside world. As Epictetus suggests, true freedom and happiness lie in focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your values. Enemy number 3. Fear of failure. The fear of failure is a universal challenge deeply rooted in our psyche. Stoicism offers a unique perspective on this fear, viewing it not as a barrier, but as an essential part of personal growth and development. This Stoic approach involves reframing our understanding of failure, seeing it not as a defeat, but as a vital learning experience. Imagine you are a budding entrepreneur about to launch your first business. The fear of this venture failing can be overwhelming. This fear often leads to paralysis, preventing you from taking that crucial first step. But Stoicism teaches us that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, eloquently stated, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions because we can accommodate and adapt." The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. This philosophy encourages us to view each setback not as a stop sign, but as a detour to a different path or an opportunity to learn and adapt. For example, in the world of sports, an athlete might face numerous injuries and defeats. Rather than viewing these setbacks as failures, they can be seen as chances to learn, grow, and come back stronger. In everyday life, this concept can be applied to something as simple as learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or a new language. The initial struggles and inevitable mistakes shouldn't be seen as failures, but as integral steps in the learning process. Another key aspect of overcoming the fear of failure is to redefine what success means to you. In a Stoic sense, success is about doing your best with what you have control over, rather than the outcome itself. This could mean changing how you measure success in your personal and professional life, focusing on your efforts and growth rather than just the end results. To further combat the fear of failure, practicing mindfulness can be incredibly effective. Being present in the moment, acknowledging your fears, and understanding that failure is a natural part of the human experience can help mitigate these anxieties. This mindfulness, a Stoic practice, helps you to detach from the outcome and focus on the process. Ultimately, overcoming the fear of failure is about embracing it as a teacher. It's about understanding that every attempt, successful or not, enriches your experience and wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius suggests, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. By changing our perspective on failure, we can free ourselves from its fear and open up a world of possibilities for personal growth. Enemy number 4. Short-term pleasures. In today's fast-paced world, the lure of short-term pleasures is stronger than ever. This can manifest in myriad forms, from binge-watching TV series to overindulging in junk food. Stoicism, however, offers a compelling counter-narrative to this trend, emphasizing the importance of self-discipline and the pursuit of long-term satisfaction over fleeting pleasures. Consider the phenomenon of impulse shopping. It's a typical Saturday, and you find yourself scrolling through online shopping sites. The excitement of purchasing something new is undeniable, and the ease of just a few clicks makes it all too tempting. However, this short-lived joy often leads to buyer's remorse. It's a classic example of choosing a temporary pleasure that doesn't contribute to long-term happiness or well-being. Musonius Rufus, a lesser-known but highly influential Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is the sign of an uneducated person to blame others when he is doing badly. The educated person blames himself. The wise person blames neither others nor himself." This statement is particularly relevant in the context of short-term pleasures. It's not about assigning blame for our indulgences, but about recognizing and taking responsibility for our choices. In contrast to the fleeting satisfaction of short-term pleasures, Stoicism advocates for the joy found in personal growth and self-improvement. Imagine you're learning to play a musical instrument. The initial stages are challenging, and the temptation to give up and revert to more comfortable activities is high. However, the fulfillment gained from mastering a difficult piece is incomparable and long-lasting. Within the realm of personal relationships, the Stoic approach to short-term pleasures is equally insightful. Relationships require effort and patience. The initial exhilaration of a new relationship might fade, but Stoicism teaches us that true joy comes from the depth of connection and understanding developed over time. To put Stoic principles into practice, one must cultivate habits that prioritize long-term well-being over immediate gratification. This might mean choosing to read a book instead of watching TV, opting for healthy eating over junk food, or investing time in meaningful activities rather than aimless scrolling on social media. Stoicism also encourages us to reflect on our desires. Are these desires aligned with our values and long-term goals? For instance, if you're aiming for a healthier lifestyle, indulging in unhealthy snacks regularly is counterproductive. Reflecting on your actions and their alignment with your goals can help you make more mindful choices. Remember, as Musonius Rufus suggested, it's not about blaming oneself for past indulgences, but about making conscious choices moving forward. By focusing on what truly matters and cultivating self-discipline, we can overcome the lure of short-term pleasures and achieve a deeper, more enduring sense of fulfillment. Enemy number 5. Negative emotions. Negative emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but according to Stoic philosophy, they can also be one of our greatest adversaries. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to those events. This principle is central to managing negative emotions effectively. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Frustration and anger start bubbling up. In moments like this, it's easy to let negative emotions take over, leading to stress and even affecting your performance in the meeting. Stoicism, however, offers tools to handle such situations more calmly. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the Stoic approach to negative emotions. The idea is to cultivate an inner strength that allows you to maintain your composure regardless of external circumstances. Let's take another common scenario: receiving criticism at work. It's natural to feel defensive or hurt, but Stoicism teaches us to view criticism as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal attack. By reinterpreting the situation, we can transform our emotional response from one of negativity to one of constructive reflection. In personal relationships, this approach is equally valuable. Arguments and misunderstandings are inevitable, but responding with patience and understanding rather than anger can transform conflicts into opportunities for deeper connection and understanding. To manage negative emotions, Stoicism encourages the practice of mindfulness and self-reflection. When faced with a negative emotion, take a step back and observe it without judgment. Ask yourself why you're feeling this way and whether your response is within your control. This detachment helps in gaining perspective and reducing the intensity of negative emotions. Another practical Stoic technique is the use of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This involves mentally preparing yourself for potential challenges and adversities. By envisioning possible negative scenarios and how you would handle them, you build resilience and reduce the shock when they occur. Practicing gratitude is also a powerful way to counter negative emotions. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can shift your mindset from negativity to appreciation. This doesn't mean ignoring genuine problems, but rather balancing your perspective to include the positive aspects of your life. Remember, as Epictetus suggested, it's not the events themselves, but our reactions that shape our experience. By applying Stoic principles, we can transform our relationship with negative emotions, using them as catalysts for growth rather than obstacles. Enemy number 6. Procrastination. Procrastination is a common challenge that hinders personal and professional growth. Stoicism offers valuable insights into overcoming this enemy by emphasizing the importance of taking action and focusing on what is within our control. Picture a student facing a daunting term paper deadline. The temptation to procrastinate is strong, leading to last-minute stress and subpar work. Procrastination often stems from the fear of failure or the discomfort of tackling a challenging task. Stoicism, however, encourages us to confront these fears head-on. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful statement suggests that obstacles, including procrastination, can become pathways to progress if we approach them correctly. In a professional setting, procrastination might manifest as delaying important projects or avoiding difficult conversations. Stoicism teaches us to break tasks into manageable steps and take the first step, no matter how small. This approach reduces the overwhelming nature of the task and builds momentum. Another aspect of combating procrastination is the concept of focusing on the present moment, a key tenet of Stoicism. Rather than being paralyzed by the magnitude of the entire task, concentrate on what can be done right now. This aligns with the Stoic principle of concentrating on what is within our control. In personal relationships, procrastination can lead to unresolved issues and missed opportunities for connection. Stoicism encourages us to address matters promptly and directly, fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships. To put these principles into practice, start by setting clear and achievable goals. Break down larger tasks into smaller, actionable steps. For instance, if you need to write a report, start by outlining the main points, then work on each section progressively. Additionally, practice self-discipline by creating a structured schedule and adhering to it. Allocate specific times for focused work and eliminate distractions during these periods. This disciplined approach is a hallmark of Stoic practice and helps in overcoming the inertia of procrastination. Mindfulness and self-reflection are also crucial. Regularly assess your progress and identify patterns of procrastination. Reflect on the underlying reasons for delaying tasks and address them. This might involve addressing fears of failure or seeking ways to make tasks more engaging. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius suggested, obstacles can become pathways if we approach them with the right mindset. By applying Stoic principles, we can transform procrastination into a catalyst for action, leading to greater productivity and personal growth. Enemy number 7. Self-doubt. Self-doubt is a pervasive enemy that can undermine confidence and hinder progress. Stoicism offers profound wisdom on how to overcome this internal adversary by fostering self-awareness, self-acceptance, and resilience. Imagine an artist working on a new piece. the fear of not being good enough, or the worry about others' opinions can lead to crippling self-doubt, stalling creativity and productivity. This is where Stoicism provides valuable guidance. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of focusing on what is within our control. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In the context of self-doubt, this means shifting the focus from external validation to internal values and efforts. In a professional setting, self-doubt might manifest as hesitancy to take on new challenges or apply for promotions. Stoicism teaches us to embrace our imperfections and recognize that growth comes from effort and persistence, not from immediate perfection. In personal relationships, self-doubt can lead to insecurity and a lack of trust. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate self-confidence by aligning our actions with our values and accepting ourselves as we are. This self-acceptance forms a solid foundation for building healthy and fulfilling relationships. To combat self-doubt, Stoicism advocates for regular self-reflection and mindfulness. Take time to reflect on your strengths and achievements, acknowledging your progress and growth. This practice helps in building a positive self-image and countering negative self-perceptions. Another practical Stoic technique is the use of affirmations. Remind yourself of your capabilities and past successes. For instance, if you're preparing for a presentation, recall instances where you successfully communicated your ideas. This positive reinforcement helps in building confidence and reducing self-doubt. Stoicism also teaches us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with a difficult task, instead of succumbing to self-doubt, view it as a chance to learn and improve. This mindset shift transforms challenges into stepping stones for personal development. In addition, seek constructive feedback from trusted individuals. This feedback, grounded in respect and genuine concern for your growth, can provide valuable insights and help in overcoming self-doubt. Remember, it's about focusing on growth and improvement rather than seeking validation. Ultimately, overcoming self-doubt involves cultivating a strong sense of self-worth that is independent of external opinions. As Epictetus suggested, it's our reaction to events that shapes our experience. By applying Stoic principles, we can build resilience and confidence, transforming self-doubt into a driving force for growth and achievement. As we conclude, let's put Stoicism into practice with a daily reflection exercise. Reflect on the day. At the end of each day, spend a few minutes reflecting on your actions and emotions. Identify moments when you encountered one of the 7 enemies. Identify your responses. Acknowledge how you responded to these challenges. Were you able to apply Stoic principles? If not, what could you have done differently? Plan for improvement. Based on your reflections, plan how you can better handle similar situations in the future. Set small, achievable goals for continuous improvement. By incorporating this exercise into your daily routine, you'll gradually strengthen your Stoic mindset, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and living a more fulfilling life. If you found this discussion on Stoicism and personal growth valuable, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Together, let's continue our journey toward personal growth and resilience through the wisdom of Stoicism.